Yes, my funky friends. We are back. Season 2, episode 11. NFL Week 11, episode B. Already here. Of QuickTakez with your boy, your favorite show with your favorite bro. We are here, and we are here to discuss the Sunday slate of this fine day, this fine, beautiful Sunday. And let's kick it off with the 12 games at hand. 2 divisionals in this week after 84-70 through week 11 Thursday Night Football. We will kick this off with a matchup in the AFC North that is way too historic, way too hard-hitting, and way too I don't know the right words to put it, but just way too much. And in this one, it is the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We will be rolling with the Ravens in this one. Ball control, I think that's where it comes down to. I think Patrick Queen, he's going to be able to handle that Baltimore offense a little bit better with all the background that he does have with it, the history that he does have with that building. On the other side, there are a lot more pieces defensively and offensively for the Ravens as well, even though those defensive backs, that is a question mark to be had after the game that Jamar Chase just did have. It is a very interesting matchup. Both of these teams vying for playoffs, and not just the playoffs, but winning their division and going further up the seed ladder at the end of the season. Lamar possibly on his way to his 3rd MVP. Derrick Henry, unarguably the offensive player of the year so far. And I think with the additions of Mitchell, I think with Deontay Johnson coming back, he's going to want to look for that revenge like Patrick Queen on the other side. It's going to be a hard-hitting match. It's going to be a run-heavy match. It's going to be a defensive battle. But I think Lamar could put up more points than Russ. I think Ravens is just a more competent offense. Even though Steelers have shown, that they are really good, they've had everything go right for them so far. And I feel like there will be something that, it won't be going wrong, but it will be a little hinder in the direction because you can't have a perfect run to the playoffs. Well, we'll see. Next one, we do have the Jaguars at Lions. Without wasting much time, Lions are on a completely different trajectory, and so are the Jaguars. The only 2 cents I could give Mr. Shah Khan and Tony is get rid of Trent Baalke like the Niners did, and look at their recent history after that. Super Bowl appearance at the very least, even though no wins. But, maybe not listen to the messenger. Rams at the Patriots for the next one. We will roll with the Rams in this one. Why? It's pretty easy. The offensive line is coming back healthier. While they did struggle in the last game, I think it was the first game back for all, if not most of them. Some guys who are playing in brand new positions like Jonah Jackson at center. I think those guys are going to, need some time. I think they will gel well. I hope Barmore is playing for this one. If not, I do believe he is reactivated from IR. Glad to see him back on the field very soon. Christian Gonzalez on one side, so he could kind of, take out either Puka Nacua or a Cooper Kupp. However, you still do have that other weapon. Patriots, on the other hand, other than Javon Baker, you don't really have any weapons. I guess Kendrick Bourne, but none of the weapons in New England have done anything this season. Moving on to the Cleveland Browns taking on the New Orleans Saints, the Jameis Winston Bowl. And in this one, we are rolling with Mr. Winston himself, with Mr. Jameis Winston himself. And in this one, I think the Browns, with having a more talented defense, having a Myles Garrett, having Denzel Ward as a cornerback, having that physicality still left in them, being in the AFC North in that type of weather, they will be, able to handle it. Saints, on the other hand, after the fired head coach, I don't know how much longer Mickey Loomis is going to be there. They might look for a new head coach, possibly a new GM, go for a tandem, or Miss Benson keeps Loomis and finds a head coach and hope for it to work. Cam Jordan, I feel you, bro. I hope you get a ring too. But in this one, we are rolling with the Browns. Next one, Colts at the Jets. That's a very interesting. I call this the Pat McAfee Show Bowl. And in this one, I think we have to go with the New York Jets, Jets. Because I think Jets have a more talented defense. Jets have gone through a lot of adversity, and they are still kicking and plowing and moving forward. A lot of more veteran guys, so, they have a lot more maturity about everything that they are suffering through this season. It's not gone the picture perfect way that they had imagined for it to be. But, this one they do hang on to. Colts on the other side, Michael Pittman, I think he's questionable. If not, they still don't have any weapon. Alex Pierce comes out one play a game, possibly. Josh Downs can't keep it consistent. I don't know what's wrong with Adonai Mitchell, why he can't get a sniff on offense, or if he can't get any targets. Colts have a lot to figure it out. Next one, Vikings at the Tennessee Titans. Titans have not shown us any sort of improvement on any factor, any side of the ball, so we will roll with the Minnesota Vikings in this one. Aaron Jones running that rock. You have Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson on the outside, could beat any man. And then you have TJ Hawkinson as a safety valve that you could always rely on. And your other tight ends have also been helpful in this one. Next one, we do have the Packers taking on the Bears, a matchup in the NFC North, a historic matchup just like our AFC North matchup to kick us off. And in this one, we are rolling with the 6-3 Packers against the 4-5 Bears. Why, you may ask? Because I still don't trust the maturity level of Caleb Williams. The change of offense, I think they'll try to simplify the offense while, keeping the same offense. The change of offensive coordinator kind of does not help at the same time. Didn't even last a full year, so that shows the incompetency going on behind the scenes from Kevin Warren and head down. We'll see what the Bears' future entails, but for now, Packers, that defense, Xavier McKinney leading the league with interceptions. Jair Alexander, you're right next to him at corner. You have Corey Walker at linebacker, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary up front. There's a lot of those defensive weapons that Jeff Hatley's just going off with, and then offensively, you already have all your weapons galore. And you still have Josh Jacobs toting that rock. I think this one, Packers take it. Falcons at the Denver Broncos. This one, we are rolling with the Broncos. Why? Because I call this the Broncos' revenge game. After a heartbreaking, heart-shattering, heart-wrenching, heart-ripping loss last week, this one, I think Broncos take out all their frustration. Falcons, while they have had some wins on their belt, they have never, since the Eagles game, looked like a complete team. They have squeaked by with wins for sure, but the defense kind of gets pressures but doesn't finish, and then offense kind of falters out in some drives. There's not a lot of consistency. There's not a lot of rhythm to the whole team, let alone the offense or the defense. I think Broncos, on the other hand, I think all the players are kind of grasping the rhythm and the flow that Sean Payton wants to play with. Offense, defense, special teams. While special teams can be questioned after last week, I think they will come back a little bit more prepared. Defense has been phenomenal. Sean Payton with an offense, they will be solid. Special teams was lacking last week, but I think they come back stronger from last week. So this one, I think, the 5-5 Broncos take on and take over the 6-4 Falcons. Next one, a matchup in the NFC West. Seattle Seahawks coming down to the Bay to take on the San Francisco 49ers. And in this one, you have to roll with the Niners. Talk about trajectories. While they did start out hot, they are on two different trajectories. Seahawks started out hot, but now they're kind of faltering. That offensive line not having any time to gel with each other, not having any consistency between themselves with injuries amongst everything. They have suffered tremendously. Kenneth Walker has not, been able to put 2 and 2 together and actually have a couple games of consistency either. DK Metcalf, I do believe, is still hurt. Tyler Lockett, he's on his way out of the league, unfortunately. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think arguably he could be a bust because he was a first rounder, but I won't give him that label just yet. But like I said, this is going to be his last season to prove it, because after next season talks about trading him, or he might actually be traded. We'll see how that occurs in the future. But for now, Niners take this one at home. Chiefs at the Bills, the matchup that you guys all have been waiting for. Battle of the heavyweights, battle of the best quarterbacks in the league, battle of two AFC rivals in recent history. But is it really a rivalry? Let's get into it. Bills usually always win the regular season matchups. Chiefs win when it matters the most. And in this one, since it is a regular season matchup, we are taking on the 8-2 Bills, because if the Kansas City Chiefs 9-0, that's good enough for them. They might still go on to win the Super Bowl, but I'm done. I'm just done seeing them win. This one, I think Bills do have a chance. With all the history behind each other, it's not just about the way they're going to play. It's about tendencies. Offensive mastermind in Andy Reid against a defensive head coach in John McDermott. I think they're playing chess against each other. Joe Brady against Steve Spagnuolo. That is a very interesting matchup to see as well. And it actually might come down to special teams. And I hope it's not like last week. But even if it is like last week and it does come down to special teams, Harrison Butker is out. And I do believe they got Cody Carty, if I am not mistaken, out of the New York Jets practice squad. However, you got big balls Bass on the other side. So if it does come down to a 27-27, 2 seconds left on the clock, big ball Bass with the field goal, and they win, possibly. We're just sending good juju out there for that to happen. The interesting matchup for me is the power running game of Kansas City against a nickel defense of Buffalo. I do believe Teron Johnson is physical enough to come down and make those tackles on Kareem Hunt. But I think whoever sets the tone early, I think they will have a chance to kind of put it away by the end if they keep on pressing all the way. Very, very interesting matchup, especially with what's my boy's name? Why am I missing out? Our tight end from Utah. I'm gonna just go off of that for now. I am literally blanking out on his name. I apologize so much. But he is out, so one of those reliable weapons, one of the number one weapons essentially for Josh Allen, will be missing. But we are still rolling with the Bills in this one. Finally, we are here. Sunday Night Football. Bengals at the Los Angeles Chargers, 4-6 against 6-3, and we will roll with the Bengals in this one. Why? Because while the Bengals defense has showed they can't stop a nosebleed, the offense has showed that they can't put up points with any and everybody. With T. Higgins being back, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Mike Gesicki, I think they handle the points section of it. Defensively, you have Trey Hendrickson leading the league in sacks. You still do have Sam Hubbard on the other side. I think Logan Wilson has regressed tremendously. Davis Gaither needs to step up those linebackers, needs to bring the physicality and put the when the game starts to, alpha themselves as a team, to set the tone. Those defensive backs, however, somebody could play DB. You might want to, go try out for the Bengals because they definitely do need that help. But you're not going up against an explosive offense. It is Justin Herbert. He doesn't have much weapons. We roll with them. Raiders at the Dolphins. Finally, we are back again. Raiders back. Tell a friend. And in this one, the Dolphins win. Let's be honest. Tua against Gardner Minshew, you're always going to roll with Tua. Jalen Ramsey and Javon Holland against Brock Bowers and, Myers. We're not going to be able to move the ball much. It is okay. We are after that number 1, number 2, number 3 overall pick. The bottom has fallen apart. There is no hope for us unless Scott Turner comes up. We go on an undefeated run, go win a playoff game. There is no other way to salvage this season. And we're just going to leave it at that. Let's go get those top 2 picks. I'm going to catch y'all very shortly for tomorrow's show. Breaking it down. Peace. Love y'all for tuning in.